All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sorry.
Equipped with all this data, we will move to the next session, hopefully tackling the cyber threats, which is right at the spot. And it's my pleasure to invite the next session moderator, Refael Franco, who is the CEO and founder of Code Blue. Welcome to stage.
Thank you. Thank you, Louis.
Good luck.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you today. So today I want to speak about the next generation of threat, but we have a full session with very, very powerful speakers. So before we start to speak about crisis and what happens right now in our arena, I want to share with you one of my slides. If it will work. Yes, sir. No. So it's not work. Okay, perfect. So before I start, a couple words about my career. Let's say from the last 3 decades, I run operation in the Israel National Cyber Directorate. I built the Israeli ecosystem, but 20 years ago, I started as a CISO for the headquarters for the Shin Bet. So I can say 30 years I'm running a crisis. And I think what I show you right now is very dramatic, because there are very dramatic cyber trends around the globe. Everybody understand and know what are the trends, but these trends, from AI to digital, between them the 0 day, and many cyber crises, or many organization, many crime cyber around us, and everybody know what is mean, all the ransomware around us, and we understand we are more and more vulnerable. So in our session, we will talk about what we can do tomorrow, what we can do today to solve or to mitigate part of the problem. So first of all, I want to ask you a question. One of you, please raise your hand if one of you dealing or running a crisis management. Don't shy. Okay. So today I want to show you some slides of what we are seeing today. What we are seeing today when we are dealing with those cybercrime syndicates. First of all, we are seeing more and more blackmail. Okay, all these organizations try to blackmail us, but not just the organization. For example, they are trying to blackmail us personally. It means the CEO can get a note with photo of his daughter. We see a blackmail of the CFO with divorce-sensitive report. So we understand today the cybercrime is, unfortunately, is behaving like the traditional crime that we know. So there is some groups that develop 0 days. There are many groups that distributing, and this is what we are calling ransomware as a service. So for us, it's a very, very, very interesting to understand what is the modus operandi of this attacker. But if you never dealt with a cyber crisis, everybody knows that crises start from technology issue. But in a minute, it translated and became a business issue. And we must understand how to run and how to operate those issues. And I say to my friends, to my colleagues, to my customers, if you want to know how to run a crisis, you need to think like a hacker. Unfortunately, we are thinking like a CISO. And we learn and we teach how to manage the onion cybersecurity. And now we need to change the officer to operation, Chief Information Security Operation. We must to know, we must to build the plan B, and we must to learn how to run the war room. And it's not just the war room. How we take a decision is very, very important to understand how we take a decision in our war room. What are the main questions? who is need to provide us the solutions. So the CMT, the internal CMT, is so important to understand and to mitigate the damage. But in a crisis, we know always we need to prioritize. How we prioritize the damage? If you ask me, what is the business recovery conflict formula? Front of us is the first, what is the main risk to our organization? And of course, if we have alternative, yes or not. So for me to run a crisis is very important because the most important in crisis is how you save the reputation. How you save the reputation. How you think like the hacker. How you think the operand modus. How you get a decision in uncertainty and unclear situation. How you manage the risk against the hacker. How your incident response working with IT response. How we are working with the third party. How we are working with the PR in media. How we are working with the regulation, privacy, insurance. How you manage all that to take the best decision to clear your reputation. So I think the most important things for us as a crisis manager, as a CISO, is to build a timeline. The timeline is the most important tool to provide us the ability to manage a crisis. But if you ask me, and the time is left, the most important to make a crisis is the readiness. Because we are facing a war against a criminal. And the most important thing is that you build a readiness process, alertness process, how to mitigate damage, how to run a crisis.